This
7.
conference will now be recorded.
Start over.
Okay, good rehearsal. Okay, bring the Tilton Budget Committee public hearing on the Lochmere Water District to order at 7 p.m. March 2nd, 2022. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Paul, would you like to go over the budget for us? And
Okay, I'm Paul Boudreau, representing the Lochmere Village District, with submitting a budget which we have prepared, but us not having a budget committee, the town gets to approve this. I have 2 copies here, which I would like signed,
okay,
and
we'll pass it around after we talk about this. Yep.
okay.
Get it going.
This has been prepared by our treasurer and the commissioners and the operation manager submitting his costs for chemicals and what have you. And it is a nonprofit system. We're self-supporting. We require nothing from the town. The budget is basically put together. We figure the expenses and adjust the income to support it. And we come out as close to the penny as we can on nonprofit.
So could we just run down what these are? I mean, I'm not sure. What's the executive? Is that just?
I don't have a copy myself.
Okay. I think I have, that one I made, here, I'll take this one. That's better. Copy. Let's see.
Well, on the income side, we have the revenues coming in plus the application fees and what have you. In fact, some fees come in from the town of Tilton for reading meters and supplying information for the sewer department.
The appropriations at the beginning are expenses. The revenues are at the end, or in the back,
So,
right?
Page 9.
yeah, let's page,
So the first few pages are your expenses.
Basically, page 2 is your expenditure.
Yes.
Okay, page 9.
That's your revenue.
so let's start with, yeah, let's go page by page. So what,
Page 2.
page 2 is the first one, which is appropriations. And so you've got executive, is that just payroll for, or
Stipends.
Stipends.
Salaries or.
stipends? Yeah.
We have executive salaries,
Then it goes to financial administration.
financial administration.
Is that somebody that does the books for you, or?
Actual expenditures for 2021. Appreciation for period ending 12/31. So that's the full year. That is the expenses for the commissioners, which we have the 3 commissioners, and the expenses for the treasurer, secretary,
So the commissioners are probably the executive.
executive,
Financial administration is probably your bookkeeper or your treasurer.
and the secretary.
And secretary, well, secretary is probably personnel administration, maybe? I don't know.
The $1,000.
There's a personnel administration. There's 3 different categories.
Right, and that. Then there's insurance.
Can you tell us why the actual expenditures were almost $10,000, $10,000 more
In 21.
in 21? Thank you.
In 21,
Yeah. So the budget committee approved 16,625. The commission,
14,333.
well,
so
I think that's
14,
the projected,
14 to
that's it.
16,000.
budget
Right.
committee's appropriations for period ending 12/31/2022 was 16,625. You spent 24,075 according to this document in that first column.
Well, if you look at one line there, insurance went from 1,500 to 2,750,
Right, but I'm
which is
looking
all due to COVID.
at personnel administration went from 1,000 to 8,542. And
Where's the bill?
general government buildings,
Went
It
from
was almost
2,750 to 3,500.
right, can you tell us what happened? And the personnel administration?
Oh, no, it was 6,000 that you spent,
What else
actually,
spent, yeah.
but you're only requesting 2,500.
So the first column shows what you spent in 21.
21,
So the 24,075, that's what was actual
Okay.
spent. We approved the second column in 21 was 14,333,
14,333.
and then you're asking for 16,625. She's saying you spent 24,000 and you're asking for 16.
Excuse me, Paul, I recall someone told me that you got a new computer and new software this last year.
Yes, we did.
So that could have accounted for, and that was unexpected, was it not?
Yes, anytime a computer breaks down, it's
Right.
unexpected.
Yeah, so that would have been
And
part of the
software.
cause of the increase.
Would that be under general government buildings or personnel administration? Where would the computer come out of?
It was a $7,542
thought-
computer.
No.
No, but
If it was general, I mean, if it was under personal
Equipment
administration.
line or something, or?
There's very few lines.
it wouldn't be in the general government, but look, I would imagine it would be in that
Personnel?
personnel. line, yeah.
Personnel usually means it's people.
I know that I did hear
Oh.
about that.
That's why it's
Well, they
confusing
don't
me.
have like an office supply line, so I guess it could go in personnel and leave the computer.
Or to consider it part of the building, right, part of the office.
Yeah, because the
Personnel,
government building went up
Quite a bit.
3,000.
Did you have some building repairs in 21?
Yes. We had equipment repairs. No general building repairs, though.
That must
What
have,
was the equipment, like a furnace or?
I guess.
It's got-
We had a new
Yeah.
furnace put in.
That-
Oh, we had a new furnace put in.
Oh,
Oh.
new furnace, okay,
Yeah.
That'll explain it.
but that's not
That's
very
pretty
expensive.
expensive.
That,
So we got new computer and furnace.
I mean, there's a personnel administration, which was only, you only have 1,000 there, but it was spent 8,000. Was that illegal, any legal things or?
Legal would be in the legal expense.
Yeah.
Do you have a
No,
breakdown of
we've
the
had,
lines?
we've had no legal,
Do you have a breakdown of what you spent for the year, like detail? No?
I really don't. You know, we prepared this budget back in November
Yeah.
of
No, it'd
last
just be
year.
helpful to, if you actually, since you have such a small budget, if you just printed something that gave detail for the year, because then we would know where you put the computer and we wouldn't have to ask you all this.
Well, we require that anyway.
I know, but I mean, the detail would be helpful.
Yeah.
Since he doesn't have he doesn't have the number of lines that most budgets have. Like there would be a
Mhm.
computer software line for most
It's
budgets.
just, it's just hard to understand, like personal administration, you actually spent over 8,000. And you're still asking for just 1,000.
Right, it was only originally budgeted for 1,000 and then there was, so there's another
Did you have higher labor costs? or-
7,000. Yeah, that's,
7,500 more.
that's what,
Right.
I'm sorry, I'm foggy on this, but at the time, we sat down and went line by line item.
Yeah.
And it's been out of my sight for a long time.
I'm thinking the personal administration might be the computer and program.
If he had to buy a new furnace, probably.
No, the furnace would be the general
That's
government
what I mean.
buildings.
That-
Yeah,
Yeah, but there's only
Yeah.
4,000. I mean, the new furnace is gonna be up there plus install.
There's got to be something else in the personal administration besides a computer. That's one heck of a.
Somebody must
It could
have put
be
the
that-
furnace up there.
Either
But we're
that,
just guessing. Obviously, we don't know.
yeah,
But we're not going to have that answer.
right. Okay,
And they have personal admin is 4155 to 4159, so they have like 4 items under there somewhere.
so just in the future, Paul, when there's such a large variance from the appropriated to the expenditure, we're gonna wanna know why that is, just to understand this, what's happening.
So maybe bring a printed detail. That would be helpful.
Yeah, I mean, right. So, but it's actually, so they were overexpended in that category, but they had a new furnace and a new computer. So that seems to be, that would take up that. So it's back down to 16,000.
Now, if you overspend,
For
where's
this-
the money coming from? A capital account or?
Yes.
Okay, so let's move on to the next area where there's actually money. It's on page 3. And that's got administration, water services. Oh, this is water distribution and treatment.
And yes, there's more money in there for
So,
administration.
is that-
so-
Water distribution, is that all state stuff?
We actually had money for personnel going to training a new treasurer.
Okay,
Which didn't work out. And we're making changes right now where a commissioner is stepping down and is going to take over the whole treasurer's job rather than having,
to be, yeah, switching roles.
and we can never tell exactly how it's going to work out. And so we did have a change in there. And we were training a new person, which added to the expenses.
Okay. So now, we're now on page 3. And there's water distribution and treatment. And that's, they've got administration, water services, and water treatment, conservation, and other.
This covers all the chemicals that we buy. And it also covers the testing of the water.
And it is administration that people that
We have one
person
operation manager,
that
which is
does-
a salary.
that does all the chemical treatment stuff?
Yep.
Okay,
So you're increasing his salary for this.
Actually, it looks like. it's
And that
down.
was,
No, it did go down. Right.
He-
The appropriation was
he is
38.
a new person. And it was arranged where he started at a certain salary and it was raised and
yeah, it looks like it's, your appropriations actually went down from last year. Okay, so let's see, the next area.
Page 5.
Five
This
is
is transfer.
appropriations. There's just the special revenue fund.
we just actually applied for a grant and it was approved. And it's in place for a study to be done about the new regulations for contaminants.
Mm.
And the engineering firm of Weston and Sampson has been awarded the job, and they came in with a solution to the problem,
That's your current problem, PFAS?
PFAS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been in violation since July?
Yeah.
And they've got a solution to it?
Well, this is a solution to our problem, proposed solution,
So they've done the study
yes,
and they've got a conclusion.
right.
Nice.
So, and that was fully covered by the grant.
Okay.
The actual job that's going to be done is going to have to come out of our fund.
What's in your fund currently?
Pardon me?
What's in your special revenue fund currently?
2275, is that what? is
That's
it?
what they put into it.
No,
Last
this is
year.
90-something, 93,000,
That's close enough for me.
I believe. The last statement I saw.
Is that going to cover?
We don't know right now,
Or you haven't gone out to price it?
right? Yeah. This is proposed. We're going to have a meeting and with them, with us, and kind of decide what we're going to do about it.
Where did they
And the
determine,
cost, we
where
haven't.
did they determine the PFAS are coming from?
We don't know yet.
Oh.
We know the amount, but we don't know where they come from. Again, we're trying to zero in on it and trying to find out where we can put filters in our system. So one of these will have to be discussed and come up with this, the path we're going to take to. And we have yet to have that meeting. I just got this a couple of days ago. And that meeting is coming up. Again, our operation manager covers, he's got all the knowledge. He's full-time for Laconia and he's part-time for us.
Oh, wow.
So the special revenue fund is just a yearly addition to that fund, the bigger fund, that 2275.
Well, that's part of a fund that was initiated way back when the system was put in.
Sure.
And over amount was put in for backup.
Yeah, it has $94,049.
Okay.
And
All right. So then I think the next page we're going to look at is page 9, right? Now we're to revenues. I don't see anything on any other pages.
Which only shows proposed. We don't know what the revenues for 21 are.
What was that, Kristen?
It only shows the proposed revenues. We don't know what any revenues are for last year, 21.
Yeah, how come it's zero? How come they didn't put in actual revenues period ending?
We must have made something.
It's on page 9.
So
Page
can we
9.
sign that like that, Tim? Is it zero? Because we know they got money.
What's really critical about the 737 are the appropriations and estimated revenue.
Okay.
And the appropriation is really small.
I didn't bring last year's, which would have it in there. Right?
Is it similar to the 636 where they actually revisited again in the fall before the tax rate?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's when they would actually know their actual revenues.
Right. 'Cause it's-
They're in-
I know it's an estimate right
Well,
now.
but the point being that the column for 1231 revenues probably should have been,
Should have been filled in to the best of their knowledge.
Right. we do, everybody has. to do it, but it's not there. And I noticed that.
But this is similar to our 636, right?
You don't have a budget committee?
No, thank God. Oh, sorry.
I don't know why that says zero.
They just didn't go
That's a good
in.
one. I never remember that.
Yeah.
I can't think.
Yeah, if you want to, Paul, just circle some of these things and you can get back to your guys and say, you know, what's happening here? Because,
So Paul, on page 9, where it talks about the very first column, that really, you guys really should fill that number in from your year-end revenues. The very first, the section that says charge for services, income from departments. See how it's zero, but if you go to the second and third column, there's money in there.
Page 9.
So that really should be filled in. Can you circle it?
You see where it is?
Yeah, right here.
yeah, just circle that and tell them where it's at.
This should just reflect.
Well, at this point, I don't know why the state approved it. That's not in there.
They're only
Good- good
human as
point.
well.
Back and forth,
They have a new
back and
person,
forth with the
They're made of
state.
humans.
Yeah, yeah,
And
and they've got a new person there too.
yeah.
Yeah, but you know,
So yeah, it
if you
should be there.
just kind of circle it and remember to do that next time.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so then,
Is this estimated revenue, is that typical of your income? I mean, your expense, so
I think that's kind of
you're asking for,
that's what it was last
you're
year.
reporting 44,379. Have you had an increase in your water fees recently?
no,
How long's it been?
3 years,
Okay.
3 or 4 years.
Okay.
And we are anticipating an increase
After that long a time, I can imagine.
with the cost of everything that's been going up. Insurance,
Right.
taxes. Belmont hit us for taxes again and they doubled.
That's fine.
They said the property is worth more money. Taxes went up.
The budget we approved last meeting was 41,920, because that's
Right,
all
went
we
up from
had.
41 to,
That's all we had last year for your entire budget.
those
That's what we-
figures should be in that zero column.
Right, probably, yeah. But I'm not really sure, though. That was the entire budget that you gave us last year that we signed. So we just, since we didn't have you here, we just approved that one. But we see that your need is going up this year, right?
Yes.
To 44, yeah.
We're about to take over the Beach Street. The extension on Beach Street.
Are you? Oh, cool.
'Cause that's going to become part of our system. It's been a couple of years in the process. And the state hasn't finalized it yet. It's real close.
So this might be a stupid question, but you talk about taxes, and I'm not familiar with your system at all, but if didn't you just say that you're a nonprofit, that you're So wouldn't you be exempt?
You know, my brain was
I think
going,
he was talking
Yeah.
about property tax.
Yeah, but.
What I've been, what I've been
that's where
told,
they get their what?
our pump house is in the town of Belmont.
Uh,
It's on the other side of the
It's being
Winnipesaukee
taxed.
River.
Yeah.
And
Why wouldn't that be exempt if it's part of the water system?
they told me if we were distributing water in Belmont, we would be tax exempt.
Yeah.
But whereas
That sounds a
we
little sketchy.
don't distribute, just our pump houses in there, we get to pay the in lieu of taxes,
Yeah.
which is
Payment
quite,
in lieu of taxes?
in
That's-
lieu of taxes. We don't pay, we pay in lieu of taxes.
But that's something that you set up by agreement.
Yes,
You don't have to pay payment in lieu of taxes.
right. It's by agreement that we pay.
Well, you might want to revisit that.
maybe you want to spend some of that $500 for legal.
You might want to revisit that,
yeah.
honestly.
That does sound sketchy,
It
doesn't
does
it?
sound sketchy. It doesn't matter who you're supplying water to if you're a nonprofit.
We actually paid full amount taxes for
Oh.
quite a few years. And at the time, Vinnie Condrotis was on the board.
Mhm.
And I remember going to Belmont with Vinnie, and we brought paperwork to support that we should be tax exempt and all. And they put it to their legal staff, and they come out and said, well, you should be paying in lieu of taxes.
Well,
And we didn't argue at that time.
if you have some extra money, you might want to talk to an attorney, honestly. I don't know how much you pay, but you might want to weigh that out. Seriously. Payment in lieu of taxes are by agreement.
Right, it
Which
is.
means,
It's
which
by
means
agreement.
because you have IRS, ruling that you're tax exempt. You can agree to pay a payment in lieu of, but if you stop it, there's not much they can do about it.
Hmm.
So you might want to look into that. That's my knowledge. I mean, I'm not an attorney, but I've dealt with payment in lieu of in the town I work in, and they pretty much tell us what they're gonna pay us, and there's not much we can do about it.
Because we're up over, I think it's $3,500 now.
You might want to look into it. That's all.
I wonder if they could end up being a 501c, 501c3.
We have one in town that we have an agreement with, payment in lieu of.
Oh.
And they had it with the town next to us as well, because they have property in both. And they went to the other town and pretty much told them, we're not paying you, and the town could do nothing about it. So you just might want to check into it. I don't know.
Well, they're a water
Well, they said-
district, which makes them a municipal entity.
Mhm. Which
So
is even another layer.
that makes it even odder.
Yeah. it does. I think somebody came to a gentleman's agreement probably years ago,
I think so.
and you may want to revisit it. That's all. Belmont's not going to miss your $3,500.
They figure it's a feather in their cap if they can get it.
You might want to just spend $1,000 on an attorney and send them a nice letter and say, we're not doing it anymore.
We
Spending the rest of
We
the
didn't budget for that.
You could offset it with the money you're not spending on.
We
taxes.
could
Right.
pull it
right,
out of our backup fund,
Sure.
Just a thought.
attorney fees, yeah. Good point.
So on the page 11, are we done with the revenues? I guess we are. There's a 10% amount recommended for over the 44,000 to make it up to 48. What's, is that something,
I think that's the standard
is that standard thing? Yeah, yeah.
for overages.
Okay, so the total is 48,817.
$23.
Did you do any COLA for the employees' salaries and stuff this year?
Cost of living
Cost of living.
increase.
There was a slight increase.
Do you know what percent you did? I'm just curious.
Right now, I don't know. It's a 10-20. Other charges. That could be the anticipated new customer fees. And it's really not that much. Other charges. The fees that Tilton pays for the sewer readings and without the actual budget sheet that we make out, which is nothing like this, I can't see the numbers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you want the detail. The detail.
Yeah.
would be helpful.
Yeah,
That's always good to bring in with you.
that's what we go by when we actually
Yeah.
figure the budget.
Yeah.
Line by line by line by line. And I don't have that. with me.
Any other discussions here? Do we want to make a motion or,
Do you have to ask the public first?
pardon me?
Do you have to ask the public first?
I don't see any public here unless Paul has been participating. Tim, did you have anything that you want to say?
I do.
Lisa? All right. Well, I'll move that we approve the Lockmere water budget at 48,817. $48,817.
Look for a second.
I'm looking for a second. Yeah.
Second discussion.
Yeah, so any discussion?
I tell you, it's really hard for me to approve this without the history. Without, knowing how we got to 48,817. I added up quickly to the actual expenditures for 2021. And yeah, I still had a couple of questions, but like I said, we don't have the history. Just a comment. It's frustrating.
Tim?
If I may, the number you're really voting on should be the 44,379. Because at their district meeting, what
Yeah.
that last page is saying is that they have the ability
Oh.
to increase their budget by 10%.
Okay,
So you
well,
really,
I will retract the motion.
It's the figures on page 10, right?
It's number
Oh,
7.
you were on page
I'm on
11.
I'm on 11, yeah.
yeah, it's the number at the top.
Okay, this one
Yeah.
here, okay.
Page 10, budget
Then I will,
commissioners
Well,
period ending.
Yeah.
Either one.
okay,
The 44,379.
That's the figure we should be.
okay, so I will
Voting on that.
retract my motion.
I'll withdraw my second.
And I will make a new motion for $44,379.
Your second. Same comment.
Same comment. And it's.
Yeah,
it's a good
yeah.
comment. I mean,
Yeah, that would be great, Paul. If next time, if you or whoever appointed could come in with your worksheets, then we would feel that we know what we're voting on.
This form is not what we ask from you.
This is the state form.
This
yeah.
is what the
right.
state- this is
Yeah,
it.
Right.
That's what they require.
That's what
Yeah.
they
It's
want.
not the form that we use to create our budget.
And that's probably the form that we'd like to see.
Yes, exactly. That's,
So you don't have to, in other words, you don't have to wait until this is approved by the state to come in to see us.
yeah, that's,
Yeah. so don't
You need
change.
this for your
Yeah,
meeting, right?
you
Right,
came
yeah,
up with your
We just
44.
need to know what you
I-
got
right,
on here.
absolutely, yeah.
Right.
And we
You
need
came-
this.
So we could do
Decide.
that a lot earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that in December if you want, because well, no, you can't because you don't really.
But I don't have this form.
Right.
You don't need this form for us.
But all we need is your end of the year and what you're expecting to ask for.
You-
Okay,
Yeah.
You said you had worked on this in November. So
right.
if you came up with this 44,375 in November.
Yeah.
That's what we want to see.
We did.
Yeah, that's all we
So
need
you
to
could have
know.
come in.
Yeah.
Like I
And
said,
we
we
wouldn't
don't,
have to be here.
this
Yeah.
is DRA.
You could just
It's
present
not
like
us.
present your worksheet to them.
We're
to us.
easier.
Yeah.
And then they can approve the budget, and then when the MS 737 is ready, then it can be sent to them for signature.
Right.
Right. We can even do that over the computer.
It's an easier process.
And we don't have to come in for a special meeting just for you.
And you could be playing music, right?
Yeah, true.
We'd be taking you away on a Wednesday night.
Yeah.
So we all need to sign this once we approve it.
Are we all done discussing?
Any other discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, it's unanimous. All right.
Okay, and I need actually 2 copies signed.
Right. Those are the 2 copies. Actually, here are these 2.
Oh,
He's already given us those 2. Yeah,
he just handed out. So
And I
this must have been your clean copy.
that's what he gave me earlier.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, this is my original. From
You want to
here.
sign the one with all the notes on it?
Huh?
You wanna sign the one with all the notes?
This is my one I printed off at the store, so, see, I use both sides.
So
of the
Paul,
paper.
when are you going to provide us with a member from the Lockmere Water District?
That'd be good.
Supply you with a number,
Member.
a member.
Yeah.
If I could do that, if I could have my own budget committee, and finding 5 members in a small district is very hard.
No, you don't get to have your own budget committee. We are your budget committee by law. And in chapter 32, it says, when it describes the members that make up our body, the Lockmere Water District, because it's wholly located within the town of Tilton, within your members, you choose someone to be on this board because we are your budget committee.
So you only need 1 member.
So this is the first time you're hearing of this.
Yeah. This is the first time I'm hearing of this, that we had to have one on.
Well, Joe was that person for a while. Until he
Oh, thank you.
went back to becoming a selectman, and he couldn't,
He could no longer serve because he was a
Okay.
selectman.
So I think it was understood at the time, but maybe once he left, I don't think there was anyone that was available, is what I heard.
We had sent letters to the Lockmere Water District
Here you go, Ben.
asking for that member. And I talked to, well, like you, I live down there. A lot of your customers have no clue. They've never been asked to serve. And you don't
Well,
know.
we've been asked to provide a person on the budget committee board,
Okay,
but we didn't have any volunteers to take that position.
okay.
Nobody wants to come sit here with us and do that.
Maybe one needs to be assigned.
You can just pass it down.
I need to get up and walk.
There you go.
So-
Keep me awake.
Keep
We
moving.
need to
Baseball practice started yesterday.
What,
actively
assign
pursue
somebody.
A little
that
tired.
because, you know,
what'd you say,
the
baseball?
water district
But
gets
we-
to have a
we've
member
been-
here. That's a good thing
Indoors for
for you, for the district.
You had Joe for a
There
while.
you go, sir.
Okay,
But
great.
Joe was so good. But serving as
There we
selectman.
go.
Okay, thanks.
So I need the worksheet.
Yes, yeah, we definitely, we can do that much earlier, once you guys have your worksheet prepared.
right.
So just make
So I
that
can
note.
come in earlier,
Yeah,
so,
As soon as your worksheet is ready, we can have you come in November,
sure, yeah.
December.
okay.
We don't have to
Budget
wait for the MS.
worksheet,
except
and then I can come in early.
And the detail would be nice on the accounts that you use.
I would think the worksheet would have all that, right?
I would hope so, yeah. Yeah. And your year-end revenues, a total for your year-end revenue.
Right, they didn't have that on here either. Yeah.
But your worksheet should
But
have,
that should have all that.
yeah, you should have a
right.
worksheet for revenues and a worksheet for expenditures. Like where you spent your money and where you brought money in.
Mhm.
Your
Would-
treasurer should have that.
Yeah.
Did they have a revenue at that
They should.
earlier for the end of the year?
Yeah.
Okay.
They may not have a final number, but they would
Right.
have what
Projected.
they brought in.
well, it's just adding and
Projected
subtracting.
revenue, yeah.
We do it in December, it'll be pretty close to year end.
Yeah.
It would just give you an idea if they're on target to reach what they thought they were gonna raise.
Come in early in December.
And if Lisa's making notes about this and she's here next year doing this, you can always
I'm just gonna
remind
make
them.
a copy of one of these cover sheets.
Okay. It would be nice to have somebody else come in too, with me,
Sure.
It
Someone
would,
that's working with you.
yeah.
Yeah.
The treasurer would help.
Yeah.
Right.
See if that can happen.
Yeah, and if the treasurer had any questions about what we want, they could always contact Lisa or call me or, any of the other board members here.
The treasurer is just got a job right on the bill. Everything gets done with the treasurer.
Yes, right.
A lot of responsibility.
Yeah, yeah.
I get involved with very little at this point, and that's my problem. Because all of these people are doing their job,
Yeah.
and it's hard to know everybody's job.
Yes, it is.
Do you think your treasurer,
And I'm getting older and older and forgetful.
do you think your treasurer could just come in we could just ask them the questions. You wouldn't have to come in, but you think they would do that?
And they could have remoted. They couldn't get here.
Yeah, sure.
And then they're more than likely going to be able to have the line item questions that we had.
Right.
You know, once I have the worksheet, all the line items are right there.
Sure.
Now they can only remote if they absolutely can't get here. Or if they're sick in the hospital.
Even if
Because of COVID.
if he's here,
Oh, he's here?
if he's here, can they remote answer questions?
Yes.
Now, as far as getting somebody on the board, it's a must, right?
No, you don't have to. Well, I take that back. Nobody's gonna put you in jail if you don't. But it's
Mandated.
I mean, it's
isn't it?
good for the water district to have a representative on this board. But it's a publicity campaign. You know, how do we contact people on the water district?
We've sent letters out to, in
Yeah.
our billing process, an additional letter to all, and we never get any, never
Do you
hear
hold an annual
from
meeting?
anything,
Do you do a meeting?
even to attend the meetings
Do you have meetings regularly?
monthly.
And how
So
many
you
of,
should just bring it up at your meeting.
how many of
Nobody
your,
shows up at that
Nobody
meeting.
shows-
Do you have one where they have to show up if you're voting, like if it's your annual meeting where you're voting on?
you probably get what, 2?
Once we had one of the residents show up,
Do you ever have a mandatory meeting? You know what you do?
No.
Institute a hike in the rates and they'll all come out.
Right.
Yeah, along with your
Full
letter,
house.
then we're gonna increase it by $10.
Surprisingly, we did have a rate increase a number of years ago. And nobody showed up.
Well, make it a party. Give them dinner or something. They'll show
Yeah,
up.
we've asked them to come out to the meeting, and we
Barbecue or something.
find out what's going on, and they just never show up. They're all working, working, and
How
they
many
don't have
members
time
do
to
you
do
have?
this.
How many households?
Well, we have 2 trailer parks with 28 units in each one. We have the Lockmere Meadows, which has approximately 45
Mm.
units in it. And then we have the neighborhood.
I mean, just roughly, like how many households do you service? I'm just curious how big it
In
is.
It was
in
100
vicinity of
people.
300.
Yeah,
300?
it sounds like you've got probably
Okay.
300, yeah. And that's mainly because of the gas leak that,
Yeah, it was an oil
It is
spill.
because of the gas
Gas
leak.
leak.
yeah, that,
At the
destroyed
corner
the whole
store where
water.
Fluffy's was,
right,
in-ground tanks.
right.
Okay,
That's
that
where
was
the
a major,
lawsuit money went.
Yeah.
that was a
That's
major
timber.
improvement.
That's right.
That park right there. That was a
And,
major improvement.
Beach Street is in
That's nice.
addition to that, which came about by additional testing
Yeah.
over the years. And the contamination showed up down on Beach Street.
Yep.
The state put the bill to run that pipe down there.
I have the hydrological study that was done. They were researching from that spill because my father gave it to me.
Oh.
And it shows the water flow it comes from Sammerton and flows down to the river. And then some places at Lockmere, that aquifer is less than 10 feet below the ground. It's very shallow.
Hmm.
That's where you get the PFAS.
So it really needs to
Right.
be protected.
Yeah.
Good thing there's no real industry down there.
Interesting.
So in the future, we're gonna find out what we have to do for the new testing. But right now, until this study was done, there was no solution. Well, how do we fix it? At least with this study now, we can pick
Well,
one
the
of
other
their
thing is-
solutions.
Mhm.
Where does it come from? I mean, there hasn't been industry down there for over 100
It
years.
hasn't been determined yet.
Could be upstream. You supply a good product. I made a lot of potted teas with it at Helen's house.
Well, I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be around because I'm pushing 87 here in a couple of months. What can you do?
Right. No.
I'm fortunate I'm
keep
still
working
able to
at
do
it.
something.
Yeah.
Keep working at it. Keeps you young.
Yes, yeah,
Keep busy.
yeah, that's important.
But right now, I'm relying on all my people to do their
It's
job.
okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
That's the best part of it. So I thank you, people.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
very much.
Yeah.
I was
Thank
supposed
you.
to see you, Paul.
Yeah,
I will try to come in early,
we'll let you know. We'll
bring in the treasurer
We'll send you a request.
and
so-
come in with the worksheet.
Yes, sure.
And our request will tell you
The
what we need.
breakdown, the
Yeah.
That's what we
breakdown.
need to see.
yeah.
We don't need to.
Yeah.
DRA form.
Okay,
All
thank
right,
you very
great.
much.
Thank you.
We'll close the public hearing on the Lockmere Water
Good night.
District. At 7:49. And the only other thing we have is the minutes from February 2nd. I already went over these.
I have one on the last page.
And the last page from there.
They're not numbered, so. It says, by the way, my name is ZKY, not SKY. And that would be throughout the whole thing now. But it says, ask T. Pearson how much Tilton's taxes will up based, just go up. And it's BITZKY.
That's weird, because I got that up.
It's right on the first page.
On the first page, the last sentence after 175/year, AND, just take off the D. Gotta love spell check.
Wait, what is it? Take off the extra D where?
For an extra, 175 a year for an
Yeah,
extra.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I'll move we accept the minutes of February 2nd, 2022 as corrected.
Second,
Any more discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
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 I'm gonna abstain.
Okay. And opposed? One abstention. All right. Move we adjourn.
I'll second that.
I don't-
to make a regular meeting date for at some point?
Well, there's town meeting
Town meeting's next week.
and then
And then what?
We're done.
we're done for
Well,
till the summer, right?
yeah, I mean, this budget committee has never done it, but you can meet every month. You're supposed to go over the things to do, but we don't do it.
We
we're
could
kinda
have
lucky.
Tim-
We have Tim,
We could have Tim send us
yeah, we have Tim.
a monthly budget.
Update.
That would be good. Just have him email that to all of us. So that
So that you
we can
see
keep
how
up
it's
on it.
being spent.
Yeah, that would be great.
So our next meeting wouldn't be until what? August,
Sure.
July?
August probably, yeah. Especially if we're all up to date on, we
Yeah.
want to get
Get
out,
monthly reports, that would be nice.
we just have to put out the letters. Oh, no, we're just gonna put that online these days, right? If somebody wants to apply,
Yeah.
we're not gonna actually solicit.
Well,
We're not soliciting outside agencies
Budget for
anymore,
outside
right?
agencies.
They can come to the website and fill out a form. Yeah, okay.
I think maybe after tonight, in August, we might want to send a sort of preemptive email out to those folks. Remind them of what they need to do so that they don't. So
Sure,
that they don't have to stress about having those state forms done to bring to us.
right, no, that's,
I mean, bless his
Yeah.
heart, 87, I mean, he's
Oh,
just.
to the water district?
Yeah.
He really
That's
didn't
a
have
great
anything to
idea.
tell
Just a
us.
little bit.
No, he didn't really have a clue what was really happening.
Here's all we get.
And I get,
We don't need your DRA stuff. But
I have a note that I'm gonna bug him.
Yeah, it's right. I'm going to find out who the treasurer is.
Yeah, I have a note saying.
Bug the
that,
treasurer.
Yeah,
Because if they're getting paid, then they can
Yeah.
present.
it's gonna be one of the
yeah, 'cause he's really
commissioners,
hard
there's
to
only
get.
3 of them.
But
if they pull it together in November, they could give us the information in November.
Sure.
If they're being paid,
Yeah,
they can come here, because he doesn't, I mean, I wouldn't have guessed 87.
he's such a nice, yeah, he's such a nice fellow.
And what does he
He
play
doesn't need
guitar?
to be here.
No, I felt
They
bad to
played,
put him on the
they
hot
look
spot
like
because he didn't
Yeah,
really know
Have you
what
ever
each line
heard
was.
him?
But
I know him.
Paul, have you
He-
ever heard him play?
No, no.
Oh, he's
Yeah, yeah.
something else.
What's he
What doesn't he play? Guitar. He plays guitar.
Yeah.
He's very talented.
It's fantastic.
So
At his age.
you got the talking points from Jeannie?
I saw those,
Yeah,
yes.
I told her to send them to you because I didn't think,
I saw them, I will review them.
yeah. And
I'll be at the elections all day Tuesday, so that's when I'll do all my,
studying,
you know,
why are you gonna be there all day?
I'm
Are you working?
the same as you, assistant administrator,
Assistant moderator.
moderator. I looked at you and saw an administrator.
Where's Beach Street? Or Beach?
Go down Church Street and take a left.
Oh, it's that little one that jogs off to the left.
Yeah.
Oh, just a tiny,
Okay.
a
I know
little,
which one it is.
Yeah.
like a driveway or
Our
something.
Beach Street station is down there, sewer
Oh.
station.
Huh.
I know that Ashalot, which is owned by Pemaquid, has been asking them to take over their water system.
Ashalot probably has what, 10 or 15 homes down there,
Ashalot?
Ashalot.
Oh, there's gotta
Kind of goes down
be,
around the loop. Actually,
gotta be
probably
more than that.
Yeah, right along the water.
Yeah, I said this. Well, I don't know though.
They're kind of close together down on the end. There might be
Yeah, they
20.
built some new ones. There's maybe close to 20.
Nice little area.
Well,
Anyway,
Thank you all. It's been a
did
great
we
year.
adjourn?
Yeah,
Good.
thank you. I think-
All right.
See you all at town meeting Saturday.
No, you won't.
Not me.
Last year was only me and Catherine.
That's right.
Bill and then
You know,
second
the
by-
problem is you guys start
Oh,
town meeting at 8 AM.
Yeah.
We started at 10 in Thornton. So by the time we get done at 11, 11:30 and I zoom down, you guys are like almost done. You're wrapping up.
Right.
I missed it all.